Tyra Banks, one of the most well-known and successful supermodels in history. Not only achieving success posing for the camera and ruling the runway, but also for creating a whole empire. She's an entrepreneur owning many companies including Tyra Beauty and Bankable Production, which developed the global Next Top Model franchise. Aside from being a supermodel and a businesswoman, she's also a producer, actor, writer, and TV host. She truly personifies the idea of having it all. While no one can deny her achievements and the barriers she shattered, some of her past decisions are now coming back to haunt her, causing some to rethink and criticize her legacy. This is the supermodel story of Tyra Banks. Hey everyone, it's Pelly. Welcome to Supermodel Stories, a documentary series that pulls back the curtain of the fashion world and honors legendary supermodels throughout the decades. If you enjoyed this video, you can support this series by liking, subscribing, and turning on the notification bells. Thank you, and remember to keep living that fast life. Tyra Lynne Banks was born December 4th, 1973 in Inglewood, California. Her father Donald worked as a computer consultant while her mother Cara Lynne was a photographer. She also had an older brother as well. As a child, Tyra was described to be very restless, always needing something to keep her occupied. At the age of 6 years old, her parents decided to divorce, causing young Tyra, along with her mother and older brother, to relocate to a one-bedroom apartment. While her father remained a part of her life, her mother Cara Lynne was the family's main provider, working multiple jobs to make ends meet. Despite having dropped out of junior college, Cara Lynne was very successful in her profession. She eventually moved the family into a 3-bedroom apartment and later enrolled Tyra in private school. Because of her mother, she learned at a very young age the value of hard work. The mother and daughter developed a very close bond. Growing up, Tyra was unfortunately a notorious bully, being a part of the Mean Girl clique. She eventually got a taste of her own medicine during her teens. Now instead of being the bully, she was targeted, being bullied for her height and appearance. She later said that it taught her a valuable lesson about self-worth and respect. Modeling was something Tyra never imagined could be in her future. In fact, she didn't decide to pursue it until she was 15 years old. She applied to agencies using pictures her mother had taken, and at first it was quite challenging. Not only was she rejected, but she also received cruel criticism about how she looked, and some agency downright didn't even give her a chance because they quote-unquote already had a black girl. Her luck changed after meeting with LA Models agency. While the agents were unimpressed with her face, telling her that she wasn't photogenic, Tyra impressed them with her walk. She ended up signing to LA Models, working after school and on weekends, mainly for the runway division with some catalog work here and there. And despite her moderate success in her city, she still didn't make modeling her main priority. That's because she knew she wanted to attend university after high school. After getting accepted to all the colleges she applied to and had finally decided that she wanted to study film and television production, her life took an unexpected turn when a Paris modeling agent contacted her. She considered her options for several months before deciding to try to make it in Paris with college as a fallback, and she knew she had to be prepared. She studied all the magazines, making a list of people she should try to impress and work with. She also took notes while watching fashion programs like Style with Essa Clinch and MTV's Has a Style. She also taught herself makeup and practiced her walk until she had perfected it. Then she was off to Paris, where she was thrust into the chaotic world of modeling. In Paris, Tyra would immediately discover that modeling was anything but glamorous. She anticipated the language barrier, but wasn't prepared for the 15 go-sees or castings she had to complete as soon as she landed. This made her realize that she was just another girl in the business and had to follow the French way if she wanted to make it. So for the next few weeks, she ran throughout Paris, castings after castings, all the while without making any sort of money. But Tyra's preparation and hard work paid off, as she secured a record-breaking 25 shows in her first season. The young model was being named a rising star by the press, working for prestigious designers and booking the covers of major magazines. But behind the scene, Tyra's agency would downplay her achievements in an effort to basically control and keep her in line. Other models were also not pleased to see a newcomer like Tyra be so successful right away. The competitive nature of the business also led her to get a nose job. Despite her success, Tyra would spend her days feeling extremely lonely and wonder whether moving to Paris was the right decision. As she experienced more success and popularity, she started to feel truly at home in the City of Lights. But this success also came with a price. The industry started to pit her against the only reigning black supermodel at the time, Naomi Campbell. Because of the narrative that there can only be one black supermodel at a time, there was this non-stop tension between the two models. And with Tyra not being as established in the industry as Naomi, she felt discouraged and afraid for her future. While she managed to keep it together and professional, going on to dominate the runway and make appearances in music videos and TV shows, Tyra would quickly realize how fickle the industry was. Not only were there fashion houses, photographers, and even editors that were exclusively loyal to Naomi, but also because as soon as she started to gain weight and show signs of growth, the industry started to reject her. One minute, she was a rising sensation in the modeling world. The next, she was being kicked out. But instead of accepting defeat, she decided to change her image from a high fashion model to a mainstream supermodel. She gave up on Vogue and became the first black woman to be featured on the covers of GQ and the Sport Illustrated swimsuit issue. She was also one of the original Victoria's Secret Angels and went on to win VH1 Supermodel of the Year in 1997. Tyra also got into the film and television industry, starring in the now iconic 2000s flick Life Size and Coyote Ugly. Because of her success in film and television, the supermodel went on to create her own production company, and at the height of reality TV, she developed America's Next Top Model. The series was a worldwide success, becoming a global franchise with numerous spin-offs. The success of the series also led to the creation of her own talk show, which won her a Daytime Emmy Award. While she was already established in the 90s, Tyra became one of the most popular pop culture figures in the 2000s. She dominated television, and on top of that, she was a Victoria's Secret angel during the brand's peak. So what made Tyra a supermodel wasn't just her days in Paris. Her achievements in the 2000s led her to achieve so much more during the 2010s. But with the rise of social media and online discourse, her accomplishments would start to be overshadowed by her past, and her legacy would be questioned. One of the main criticisms against Tyra today revolves around America's Next Top Model. While the show was without its criticisms during its heyday, the real downfall began during the 2010s as contestants from the show took to social media to share their experiences, including what it was like to film with Tyra. Contestant Angela Preston, who was on 3 different cycles of the show, revealed that the cast would often put on ice, meaning they weren't allowed to eat, drink, or even talk for several hours unless they were filming. Another contestant from a more recent season, Jenna Turner, shared a similar experience, revealing that the cast would need permission to eat or leave their rooms. Winning was also not everything. Lisa D'Amato, the official winner of the All-Star season, disclosed that she experienced psychological abuse, claiming that Tyra specifically took advantage of her traumas to use for the show. And the very first winner of America's Next Top Model, Adrienne Curry, said that she never received any sort of prize after winning, and that Tyra had literally forgotten about her. One of the most memorable moments from the show happened in season 4, when Tyra screamed at model Tiffany Richardson for showing a lack of emotion during her elimination. But apparently the controversial moment couldn't even compare to what was going on behind the scenes. Not only did Tyra not talk to the models when the camera wasn't rolling, she also forced them to be in very tricky situations, from inappropriate themed photo shoots to dangerous stunts, and if they complain, they will be edited in a bad light. These are just some of the numerous allegations against Tyra Banks. Plenty more people, as well as viewers, accused the show of exploiting and endangering their contestants for ratings. The other judges were also criticized for humiliating and degrading young women for entertainment. And speaking of judges, Ms. J. Alexander, Jay Manuel, and Nigel Barker all had a falling out with Tyra and were eventually fired from the show. Janice Dickinson came out and revealed in 2021 that she and the host did not get along, and that the winner of the show was not picked by the judges, but by CoverGirl, the cosmetic brand that sponsored the show. In the midst of all the criticisms, Tyra did own up to her past actions, and the show's co-creator Ken Monk also expressed regrets, but he made sure to remind everyone that the whole entire creative team made choices on the show, not just Tyra, attempted to defend the supermodel for receiving majority of the backlash. As the Next Top Model controversy grew, people also brought up Tyra's talk show, bringing up episodes that haven't aged well, such as when she wore a fat suit and confronted Naomi Campbell. While Tyra herself has experienced body shaming and attempted to raise awareness around fat phobia by donning the fat suit, people now simply find it problematic. And her confrontation with Naomi, the one who allegedly bullied her in the modeling industry, the interview between them is now perceived as Tyra being a manipulator, even if Naomi is guilty of it. In the end, it's just very disappointing. Whether it's rejection, body shaming, or being bullied, Tyra has gone through these things. So it's a complete disappointment that she let those kinds of behaviors continue on her programs. If anything, this is a cautionary tale about how you should never lose yourself on the way to success. While these days Tyra is seen as a controversial figure, the supermodel has never claimed to be perfect. In fact, she's open about her flaws and owning up about her past mistakes. Always the older, honest sister with a tough love personality. In 2020, she became the host of Dancing with the Stars and signed a first look deal with ABC Signature. And always the businesswoman, she recently opened an immersive experience called Model Land and founded her own ice cream shop appropriately named Smize Cream. Besides being a businesswoman, she's also a dedicated mother, sharing a son with ex-partner Eric Osla. Her most recent runway appearance was at this year's Kids Super's Fall 2023 fashion show. Although her legacy may have flaws, that doesn't mean it should be dismissed. She has accomplished a great deal and established herself not only as a supermodel, but also as a mogul. A hustler that dreamed big and achieved big, still relevant and still in the headlines to this very day. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching the Supermodel Stories. This episode was of course dedicated to Tyra Banks. What did you think, and was there anything interesting you discovered from this episode? Please let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe for more episodes. I'm your host Pelly, and remember to keep living that fast life.